Hello, all my little indigos. We are going to have another revelation conversation, and today is all about mindfulness. So, just some thoughts about mindfulness. I think that that term is often used freely without actually delving into the depth of the meaning of mindfulness. I think people are like, oh, I just need to be more mindful. And they think about that and then they just keep going on with their life. Like they don't actually practice the act and art of mindfulness. So it's really about being more of an observer. And as you observe, you of course will intake more experiences and be able to almost identify situations that are going on in your life that you are allowing to impact you. So it says mindfulness is to be the observer, and observe the thought instead of getting entangled in it as well. It was one of the big messages I took away from today. And so for instance, let's say you're in a situation, like let's just say you're in traffic, right? And you've noticed that whenever you're in traffic, you find yourself getting really agitated or frustrated with the situation, and start to, like, in essence, like get angry, right? So in order to be mindful, it would be to observe the situation and accept it for what it is. It's traffic. And you're in it. That is the current state of the situation. And your frustration or anger at that situation that is not going to benefit you by getting angry. Instead, accepting that it's traffic and that you're in it and that this is your current state, and being mindful about it is going to change your whole perspective. And you're not going to stress yourself out or get angry at something that you literally have no control over, right? So that's really what it means to, like, an example of practicing mindfulness. Some of the other things that I took away were, how can you observe the situation without judging it? Back to the traffic situation. Like, it's neither good nor bad, it just is. And it's happening and you're in it, and you get to control how you're going to react. And when you get angry or frustrated, you did that. You allowed that feeling. And like when you really observe it, you have to, in order to really alleviate it and to be mindful, is to, what is the root cause of your frustration? And is it that you might be late for something? And that if you're going to be late, you have a fear or concern that you will be judged by others, or that people will perceive you in a specific way? And if you look at it from a different perspective and notice that, okay, I'm stuck in this traffic. There's literally, like, I cannot control this. I'm not going to get angry about this. I'm just going to accept it for what it is. And maybe I will be late to work. And if someone decides to judge me for that, that's on them, right? Like, why is there such a harsh judgment for something that you can't control, right? People may say, well, you should have left earlier. Maybe you've left really early. I've done this before. I've lived in Dallas and I left like 2 hours before I'm supposed to be somewhere that normally would take a 30-minute drive. And I was still late. I did everything in my power to be there early or on time. And it just wasn't going to happen that day. And I just accepted that and understood it. You know what? I let my boss know, hey, listen, I'm here. Please take a look at the map. I left at this time. This is where I'm at. I'll be there when I can. And gratefully, we have a really great culture where she said, you know, take care of yourself and be safe, and we'll see you when you get here. Right? And it's also about just observing what is causing the angst or anxiety within you and getting to the root cause and coming to terms with what's causing that. Let's see, what else did she say? Experiences are real, but not the totality of who we are. I really like that, because experiences are real, but we don't have to define who we are or how we feel based on those experiences, right? So I'm going to keep going back to this whole situation about traffic because I feel like it's so relatable, and a lot of people struggle with this where they're so frustrated with traffic and getting angry, and for what? You literally can't do anything about it, right? And you don't know what's going on ahead of you. There could have been a horrible accident. And also thinking about like, also that traffic could be slowing you down so that maybe something didn't happen to you as well, right? And so there's just to flip the switch in the perspective of that experience is totally happening, but you don't have to allow it to define how you feel at that moment or at that time, and you can choose to be at peace with where you are in the moment at that time. So that's really the message today, is how can you practice more true mindfulness, which means slowing down, observing the situation, observing how do you feel and think about the situation, and how can you view it from a different lens that doesn't impact you as a person anymore. And try to really be at peace and whole within yourself, regardless of whatever is going on around you, and being more of an observer instead of reactive. So I hope that helps, and I will talk to you all soon. Namaste.